Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly, also known as Roro and Kids, and in this episode we're going to be talking about my future plans. My plans for this year's Make 9. So, I've learnt a lot from last year. So last year I had, what did we say, 5 jumpers on my Make 9. I managed to do 2. It's not feasible for me to do 5 jumpers in a year. I wish I could. Honestly, I wish I could. But it's just not possible. So I've kind of learnt from that. Just a little bit of housekeeping. I still have a really tickly cough, so I'm sorry. I'll try and cut out any any of that. But it does keep happening, so if the video's a little bit choppy, that's what I'm cutting out, the coughing, because you don't need to hear me coughing on every 2 minutes. So I have learned from that. I did my Make 9 and I had 4 jumpers on it this year, and I was like, you can't. You have to take at least 1 off. I've left 3 on because I have the yarn for them and I really want to knit all 3. So I have 3 on. I was really gutted to take off the other one because it's like an awful feeling that it's like, I'll have to wait a year before I can knit that. And that's a long time. So, but it is what it is. I've got the yarn for the 3 that I've kept. I don't have the yarn for the 1 I took off. So, and I need to minimise a bit. I need to use up some stash. So, I'm going to have a drink because I keep coughing. Oh, and kicking cameras. I'm also going to be disturbed in a minute because my dog went out just before I started recording. So she'll be coming back in. One of my cats has just come in, which means they'll probably start fighting. Like the cat that's in and the cat that was already in. I know I'm making no sense. Right. Oh, my toaster's skew whiff. Everything's going wrong. So I've got my phone with my Make 9 on it. I'll pop my Make 9 up somewhere so you can see it. But this is what I'm going to be doing. I've got my phone, so I will be looking down a little bit just to double check so I know I'm talking about the right thing, and giving you all the information that I need to give you about each item. So let's get going. So first is the bane of my life, the Rococo Pullover by Sari Nordlund. This has been on my Make 9 for ever since I started doing a Make 9. I think this is possibly its 4th year on my Make 9. So the Rococo Pullover it's stunning. It is absolutely beautiful. I have no issue with that. My issue is she says it's a DK weight, but then the gauge is 19 stitches over 27 rows on a 3.5mm needle. That's my dog. Which, for me personally, I'm not saying this is everybody, but for me personally, that's more of an Aran weight. And if I knit in DK on a 4mm needle, which is a US 6, I get 22 stitches. I know that. I get what it says on the ball band. I get 22 stitches. So if I tightened up to a 3.5, this always complicates my brain, right? So if I go a smaller needle, I'm going to get more stitches. So I'm not going to get 19 on a 3.5mm with DK yarn. For me to get 19 stitches in DK, I'm going to end up going up to a 6mm, even an 8mm. Like, I'm going to have to jump a good few to get up there or down there, whichever way you want to look at it. I have tried. I could not meet gauge. So then I thought, do you know what, I'm going to get an Aran and I'm going to try again with an Aran. I still can't get gauge. So I've decided this year, this jumper has always been like down the bottom of my make 9. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat. He's playing with a carrier bag that he loves. It's not a dangerous one. It's just a cloth bag. He likes climbing in it. It's orange. It matches him. He enjoys the bag. Anyway, where am I? Here. So I decided to buy Aaron, which I bought, I don't know how long I've had this now, a couple of years. Right, to do this jumper. And at some point last year I did do a swatch, and I knitted in lots. I knitted stock and stitch, kept changing needle sizes and changing needles, and I could not get gauge. So I've decided I'm sticking with this because I like it. So this is Drops Nepal, which is Aran weight, and it is 65% wool and 35% alpaca. So it'll be lovely and warm, won't it? It's going to be a proper toasty jumper if I can ever get gauge. Well, I'm not getting gauge. I've given up on that. If I can ever figure out what size to knit is probably the right answer there. These are 50 grams and you get 75 metres, 82 yards per ball. I'm going to get this, I'm going to get it into a fabric that I think I like I did with this. This is exactly what I did with this. This is my ranunculus. I couldn't get gauge for my ranunculus. When I did get gauge, I didn't like the fabric at all. It was really loose and I just didn't, nah, it wasn't for me. So I got this fabric to a gauge that I liked, which was quite loose, but still you couldn't see through it. And obviously you can there, but you know what I mean. And then I worked out which size to do for the sort of size I wanted. This big and boxy. So that's what I did, and that's what I'm going to do for this. That was my cat flying into my tripod. I do love my cats, I do love my cats, I do love my cats. If you are on my Patreon, you are about to see in a couple of days' time, when this half of the month's vlog comes out, what disastrous mess my cats left me this morning, which was an upturned plant pot that they'd played in. I do love my cats. I do. I will keep telling myself that I do. No, I do. Anyway, so I'm going to do Rococo, but I'm going to just find a gauge that's right for me, and then I will match it up, like figure out what size to do. I can't, my brain's gone. If anyone finds like the plot that belongs to me and the brain cells that I've obviously lost somewhere along the way, please hand them in. So this is Rococo Pullover. It is by Sari Nordlund. It was knitted, that's another confusing thing. It says yarn weight DK 8 ply, but yarn suggested is La Bien-Aimée Corrie worsted, which is heavier than DK. Again, worsted is closer to an Aran. It's harder to get worsted in the UK. We don't really do worsted over here. It's DK and then it's Aran. Aran is slightly heavier than worsted, as far as I'm aware. But it's just the most confusing gauge and pattern that I've ever bumped heads with, but I'm determined. So that is, ooh, there's like some fancy flashing going around behind me. That is going to be my first cast on this year, I'm determined. And with it being Aran, I should get through it quick. We'll see how that goes. So there we go. That is number 1. Right. Number 2 is the Bits and Bob Socks by Morgan Panich. Panich. I have 10,000 million billion scraps. as I'm sure you all do too. I have loads of minis. This bag is absolutely chock-a-block full of minis that are from my Advent swaps with Suzanne, and just scraps from things. Oh, look at that. Scraps from things and bits and bobs of old Advent and stuff. I have so many things in here. So I thought bits and bob socks, whether I use scraps from the ends of yarn that I've used already, like this bag, or, I mean, God, some of them I could get another pair of socks out of, do you know what I mean? No, you couldn't, you're lying. But anyway, there's a lot of scraps. So I could use something like that so that I've definitely got enough. I mean, that could do another pair of socks, I'm pretty sure. That's quite a big ball, isn't it? Yeah, I could use those, I could use minis. I have numerous different things that I could do. This pair of socks was actually on my suggested for Advent. I did a video where I suggested patterns that you could use for your Advent, and these socks were part of it. That's better. That's a better way of putting it. My brain is mush. I really, really like these, and I love how, like, I've seen the scalloped things before, but I love how she has the little pattern in between each scallop. I think they'll be fun to make, and yeah, I want to get on with them. And I also want the cuffs, the heels and the toes all different colours, because I love how hers are, and I've never done that before. So I just want to have some really fun socks. I might even just pick some favourite colours, chuck them in a bag, and then just pick them out randomly, and also have odd socks. 1 minute. Get down! Oh, you're being a naughty boy. He's jumping up on the kitchen worktops and all sorts. What a naughty boy. Anyway, that's my cat, not any human that I'm talking about. Next up is, I swear to God, I'm so sorry. Next up is the Puff the Magic Stegosaurus. I know, but right, I've never been able to crochet, and I've always wanted to. And then you know that, like, well, you do if you've watched me for a while, that last year I learned how to crochet basics. Years and years and years ago, when I first started designing really, really early on, I used to chat with another girl who was starting to design as well. We lost touch. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know. She stopped designing. She doesn't design or anything. But her name was Anna, and I remember her showing me a photo of some I'll see if my cat wants to go out. He's scratching the door. I'll leave the door open for him a bit and just see what he wants to do. He doesn't normally like to go out. Anyway, Anna had showed me a photo of one of these type things, but it was a hippo, which I'm pretty sure it is from the same designer, which is Heidi Bears. So, Happy Potamus, the happy hippo. We'll pop a picture up of that, which I will hate myself when I see this in editing. Oh, Kelly, for God's sake. Gotta go and find that picture now and mess about. Oh. Anyway, I thought that hippo was amazing. I couldn't get over how cool it was. I just really wanted one of those hippos, but I couldn't crochet at all. I can now kind of crochet. So I decided Puff the Magic Stegosaurus was the one. I'm obviously not making it for me. I'm going to make it for Rowan. He doesn't know. I'm not telling him until I've done it, because if I tell him, he will bug the life out of me until it's done. Have you done this? Have you done my dinosaur? Have you done my dinosaur? Have you done my dinosaur? No, I don't need that. So I'm not telling him. But honestly, if I enjoy it, then I will be making many more of Heidi Bear's things for Rowan. But for my enjoyment. I think they're so cool, and oh. So again, this is going to be majority scraps. So it's all done in four ply or fingering. And it says hook size 1.75mm. That's terrifying. I think the smallest I've used is a 3.5, but I prefer a 4mm. I have no idea. I'm really sorry, but I have no idea what hook sizes translate to in American terms. I'm sorry. No, I think you guys use letters and stuff maybe. And we use millimeters still. I don't know. But anyway, I just hope I'll be able to do it. I hope I'll be able to do it. It looks... I feel like I can. We'll have this like... and my Stegosaurus is done. Monstrous Stegosaurus. I will try and use like a main colour like the green or something, which I don't have currently. I do have a lot of blue, royal blue, so it could be that. I really like the green, but at the same time, like, it doesn't have to be green though, does it? And royal blue might look cool. I have a lot of that, and I have a fair bit of red, but I don't really want red. Too garish. No offence to red lovers, but it used to be my favourite colour. Not anymore, we fell out. Oh, I've just gone back too far on me. We didn't fall out, I'm just talking rubbish. Anyway, that is number 3. Number 4 is Pink Velvet by Andrea Mowry. So this was a top that was not on my radar whatsoever until I went to Yarndale in September just gone. There is a yarn dyer called Creative Anarchy. She is amazing. She had a version of this top on, you know, when they have like the samples hanging up so you can see and they're all knitted in their yarn. She had that. And Pink Velvet was on the rack. And what she'd done is she'd used the same colourway, but she'd done the colour work in Boucle and then the rest in like a merino sock or 100% merino, I don't know. But it was the same colourway, but because the Boucle doesn't, isn't as bright, it was like a paler yoke, but it was all like Boucle. And then the rest was not, and I was like, that is amazing. And then I wandered off and I did some more bits and bobs, and then I was like, do you know what, I need to go back, I need some Boucle and I want to do that. And I think it was the following day that I was like, I have to do that. I couldn't get it out of my head, it looks so good. I decided not to get the same colourway though. I decided I was going to get just the Boucle for the yoke, and then I'll just get something else like cheap for the body, because you know I'm on a budget. So I looked all over for different Boucle, and I searched and searched and searched, and eventually, funnily enough, it was on the Creative Anarchy stall that the Boucle, a Boucle caught my eye. So let me put my phone down there. This is what I got. I have showed this out on my Yarndale video, but I will show it again. I haven't seen it for a bit. This is what I got. So Creative Anarchy. This is called Queen of the North. I mean, it's me. Oh, just like, it's so beautiful, and it just feels amazing. So I got one skein of Boucle, which I really hope is enough. I really hope there's enough. If not, I can go back to Creative Anarchy. This is Silky Boucle, which is why it's so beautiful. It's 70% silk, 30% merino. It's non-superwash, and you get 400 meters, which I hope does the yoke. And then to go with, I got this, I can't remember what colour it is, but it's shade 2K012. I will write it on the screen, the colour name. But I got this grey to go with it, and I got 2 skeins of the grey. Now, normally it only takes me 3 skeins to do like a short sleeve top. Do you think they'll go nice? I think they'll go nice. And I like how there's like the grey there, so they'll like kind of... Oh, I can't wait. Now, I say that it's only... Got hair. That I only take 3 skeins to do a top. Creative Anarchy's version of pink velvet was short sleeved, so in my mind it was short sleeved, but then when I've looked at the pattern after, literally when I added it to my queue, to my Make 9 last week, I realised it's long sleeved. Now I have said that I want more long sleeve tops, and I do, but whether I make that long sleeves or not, I don't know. We will see. I won't have enough to do long sleeves, so I'm going to see what I feel when I've finished it. The Rococo is a long sleeved, and the next one on my list is also long sleeve. So I have got 2 long sleeves jumpers, so it's not like I'm just abandoning that altogether if I do make this a short sleeve, but we will see. We'll see what happens, but I cannot wait to cast that one on, but it is my 4th on my list. I do put these in order as of how I want to knit them, but it doesn't mean I stick to the order. I do try, but sometimes I get too excited for something else. So I am very, very excited for that. This top is in fingering or 4-ply yarn. It is by Andrea Mowry, like I said. It's 24 stitches over 34 rows on a 3.5mm, which is US 4, or a 3.25mm, which is a US 3. And it comes in 9 sizes. It says it's... Does that say it's only in Japanese? It's got languages, Japanese. I'm pretty sure that's an incorrect statement. I'll find out when I buy the pattern. I haven't bought the pattern yet. Oh, so she has... I didn't realise that. So Andrea Mowry has done that. I was travelling to teach when I... That's my card. Oh, it's a different card. Hello. I was travelling to teach when I spotted the yarn for this sweater. The same colourway, but on 2 very different bases. I was immediately inspired and knew I wanted to put them to use in a beautiful colourwork yoke. The texture of the melted Suri adds a romantic vintage feel to this circular yoke pullover. Work from the top down seamlessly. You can pick pink velvet. You can try pink velvet on as you go and adjust length to suit your personal style. Just make sure you're adding that blah 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 blah. So she's used a normal fingering wear. Oh, she's used yak singles, and then she's used melted Suri, whatever that is. Baby Suri, alpaca, merino and silk. I bet that was an expensive jumper. Right, anyway, next is something a little bit different. Because I did say that although I wanted to knit a ton of jumpers, I can't. And also that I just didn't want loads of socks on my Make 9 because I'm already knitting loads of socks. I just, no, they kind of tie me up a lot, socks. And I didn't want that. And I also don't want to burn out with socks. So it's the Hidden Paths wall hanging by Lana Jois. Jois. So. This is the only one I don't have yarn for. So this is Aran and what do I need to tell you? 9.5 inches wide and 23.5 tall, excluding fringe and dowel. So I will need to get a dowel and things like that. It shouldn't be a problem, should it? I could just go and get a stick from down the blooming field, couldn't I? Who needs dowels? I just thought it was really pretty. Something a bit different, and I could have a nice wall hanging on my wall that has a spare spot. I'm planning on decorating this year. I want to try. My house has not been decorated in such a long time and it's desperate. It's really grubby, really needs a new lick of paint. So, but every room does, not just my living room. So I'm going to try and work my way through the house over on the weekends, if I can. I was planning on starting this weekend, but it's ended up being really busy. I've got a pattern coming out. So, but yeah, I am gonna start. So I don't really know what else I can tell you about that, the Hidden Paths wall hanging. I just thought it was something a bit different. And yeah, I think it's nice and I'd like it, but I don't have the yarn. The only Aran yarns I have in, apart from my Rococo Aran, which I'm not touching, is another jumper's quantity, another sweater quantity, in like a forest green, which I do have plans to design a jumper in. I just need about 1,000 more hours each day for me to get everything done that I need to do in my life. The other colours I have is a mustard colour, and I only have 2 balls of it. And how much does this take? Oh, 180 metres. Oh, that's not a lot then, is it? So the mustard could do it, but I don't really know if I want it in mustard. I suppose it depends what colour I decorate my room. And then the other Aran I have is like a teal colour. I just like it in the cream because then it goes with anything, doesn't it? I could decorate and just give it a wash and hang it back up again if I change the colour of my room. Anyway, I'll figure that out when I get to it. But that is 5th on my list. Number 6 has been on my queue. I don't even know how long. I could look it up and tell you, but honestly, I love this shawl and I've just always wanted to do it, and it's just sat on my list forever. And it's Water by Sylvia McFadden, who is also soft sweater knits. I think they may have stopped designing. I'm not sure. I haven't seen her for a while. My camera is flashing something at me. My camera's dying a death. So Water is a triangle shawl, asymmetric triangle shawl, worked with the same technique found in Waiting for Rain amongst some of my other shawls. So it's like the same technique as her other shawls. It is a fingering 4-ply yarn on 3.75mm needles, 72 inches, which is 183 centimetres, measured along the wingspan, and 20 inches or 51 centimetres deep. I am going to use my, what's it called? Gift ball from Rosie's Moments. So I got this at, I've got a lot of purple this year, looking around. I got this from Yarndale this year, and this is it. I think that'll be beautiful. Mine rattles. Oh, you better believe that's getting cast on soon, like. I need to know what's inside. I haven't got to the end of my other one yet either. I've run out of bleeding time and it's still got stuff in there and I need to get it finished. I finished the socks, but then I had yarn left. Who doesn't want yarn you can rattle and make tunes with? Do you know what I mean? That is what it's going to be. That is what's going to fit Water. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Not just because of the pattern. 7th on the list is the Snow Day Socks by Nicola Furey, who is Tea Cake Make as well, and I love these. She does amazing colourwork socks. Oh, my battery's run out. Just give me a moment. My battery ran out, I'm sorry. So my Snow Day Socks by Nicola Furey. So I was thinking the colours that I have is this lovely teal, which I think is Alicient Hightower from The Lonely Knitter. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful teal colour. And I'm going to pair it with, I've got this yellow, mustardy yellow from, sorry if you can hear the neighbours' dogs. Mustardy yellow that I'm going to use for Terry's dark socks. I have to whisper because you might hear me. But I'll have left over. So that's going to be that accent. And then I have plenty of West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the Marshmallow colourway. So there'll be my 3 main colours for that. And then my cuffs and toes, I'm just going to find a scrap. I'll have something in that same sort of thing, because I really love her colours. So that is what I'm going to use for those, which I can't show you properly, which I'm really excited about. So they are a 4-ply sock, and they are, or fingering, and they are knitted, I think they're cuffed down. Yeah, cuffed down with a twisted cuff, rib cuff, all over snowflake and chevron motif design. So it goes around the bottom of the foot as well, and has shadow wrap heel and wedge toe. Yeah, I really like them. I know they're like a bit Christmassy, but by the time that I get down to number 7, it's probably going to be later on in the year anyway, so that'll be fine. They'll be my Christmas socks. Number 8 is Architecture by Jennifer Weissman. This has been on my list for a little bit. So this is just a long scarf, and there's a couple of different sizes you can knit it in. Now, it is in fingering weight, 4-ply, and hers looks like it's all in one colour. But she's used lots of different, she suggests lots of different yarns, so I don't really know what's going on there. But anyway, she does small, medium, large with it, but you do need between 800 and 1,000 yards, or 732 to 914 metres. But it is just like this architecture, so textured scarf, and I thought, do you know, I have lots of shawls, and sometimes they can get a bit bulky, but like just a scarf sometimes might be good. Now, it did suggest to me that yarn in my staff, I haven't put all my yarn on Ravelry, but I have put a fair bit on there. But it did suggest the Titus by Bahram U that I have in my stash. This is the Heathcliff colourway. Can you see that? It is 70% British wool and 30% alpaca, so it's not a sock yarn. This was a gift for my birthday from my lovely friend Ange, and it's been sat in my stash and I love it. Obviously there's not enough there to do the scarf. Now if you look at the bottom, it's got a diagram of the scarf sections, and it kind of looks like you could do each section like as if they're stripes. So I thought I could do like, this is the solid, and then, because this is this 400 metres? 320 metres. I thought maybe every time it changes to one of those different sections, I could like kind of stripe. And in my head, I was like, my Zorba ball that I have would go really well, but when I've picked them up and put them together, I don't think they do. But this is my Zorba ball. I don't know if it has a colourway on this. No, I don't think it does. It's pinks and purples and whites. But I don't think they go. So I might rethink that and try and use this, but have a different variegated contrast, and just to see how that works, just something a little bit different. But yeah, that is definitely happening. This, not so sure. Funnily enough, these were bought on the same day. It was there's a local yarn shop to us called Woollabaloo, and she was having a sale on, and me and Ange went, and I got this, and then Ange bought this for me. So, but yeah, they're just not, I read in my head they were like, they'd go perfect together, and then when I picked them up today to get them, I was like, actually I don't think they do. But yeah, I will have something. I have plenty to choose from. It'll be fine. So that is Architecture by Jennifer Weissman. And finally, number 9. So number 9, I don't know how you say it. Ilha by Orlane Such. I don't know. This is a long sleeved, it doesn't have to be, but it's going to be a long sleeved jumper. It's also in fingering, and it is it top down? Ilha is named after the art of basket weaving art from the Portuguese village Ilha. The textured yoke adorns the top of the sweater with a set of stitches reminiscent of braiding and weaving. Comes in 9 sizes, is size inclusive. It goes up to 63.5-inch bust, which is 161 centimetres. And it has positive ease. All the tops that I've chosen are size inclusive, as far as I'm aware. I usually do check because I don't like choosing them if they're not. So I will go back and double check that, but I'm sure they are. So for this, again, I thought these matched better in my head. But remember in last week's video, and I showed you what happened to my last Make 9, and I had all this yarn that was from my mum, the Debbie Bliss crinkling, this Debbie Bliss stuff. So my mum got me that 2 years ago. And then this year my mother-in-law has bought me 5 balls of Diablo print, Hobie's Diablo print, in colour 4, which is it's 40% acrylic and 30% mohair, 30% polyamide. Oh, we've gone all dark. What's happened? So it's an unusual colour, and it's, oh, I can just, there's bits of white in there as well for this. And I thought it would go well with this. I'm not sure, but I think it might, you know. I don't think it's going to be too bad. And I thought if I hold them double, because they're both lace, that gives me fingering weight. And I could make a top. And then I've got both the mothers with a top combined. And I think that would work really nice. I have 5 balls of the mohair. But mohair goes far, doesn't it? It's 225 metres per ball. And then I have 10 balls of this, which is 390 metres. So I think I'll be left with some of this. I'll try and make it long sleeved if I can, if I've got enough of the mohair. I could always buy more and try and get the same lot. But yeah, that's what I thought. And I was like, well, you know what? I've got the yarn for that. And I thought I would give it a go. So I think that's it. That is my Make 9. Now I did say I would go back and check them jumpers, didn't I? So that is size inclusive. The Andrea Mowry will be worn it. She's usually pretty good. 9 sizes, 64-inch bust, which is 162.5. And then the Rococo, 9 sizes, 161 centimetre bust, which is a 63.5 inch. So yeah, all size inclusive. So that is my Make 9. A little bit different to normal because I've added like a dinosaur in there and a wall hanging. But I just wanted something a bit different that I would enjoy. Yeah, so let me know if there's anything on there that you think, ooh, I want to knit that too. I know a lot of you are like, oh, I couldn't do a Make 9, it would put too much pressure on me. People do say that to me, but for me, personally, without a Make 9, I get very, very little personal knitting time. Tend to be knitting a lot on designs and secret stuff, so I get little, what's it called, personal knitting time. So and then when before I did a Make 9, I used to sit and go, oh, I can knit something for myself, what should I knit? And then I'd look through my queue or my list or whatever, and then I'd be like, well, have I got the yarn for that? Oh, do I want to knit that? I don't know if I want to cast that on. Do I want to cast that on? Oh, have I got the? Oh, I haven't got the yarn for that. I've got the yarn for that, but not really. And I would sit, you know, when you're trying to find something to watch on the telly and you sit for like an hour and a half trying to find something. That's what I was like. And then my knitting time would be gone. I'd have half an hour left. And then I discovered Make 9. And because I set all my yarn up and I know what that yarn is allocated to, and I have 9 patterns, which is pretty much enough for me because I've never completed a Make 9 through the year, because I do other things as well. I pull other things in and make things that aren't on the Make 9. So it's not my only thing that I do. But it just takes all of that away. It's like, what you're casting on, look at your make 9, which one of them do you want to do? I'll do that one, I'll go and get the yarn, and I'm done, I'm away. Yes, there's one on there that has no yarn, which is the wall hanging, but when I do some yarn shopping, I will make sure I get in some cream Aran for that, and then that's there. Yeah, I just find it easier for me, but I get that it's not for everybody. I'm currently knitting on the Stormseeker socks for the Stormseeker Cal. They're taking me forever, and I've also made a mistake in them and I need to tink down and fix it. So that's taken up way more time than I expected it to, and I don't know why. I really do need to grab more snippets of time to knit, I think. I also have Cherry's socks on the needles, and I also need to cast on some more vanilla socks because I'm doing a yarn review on that yarn. I also have this hanging here. Oh, don't kill my plant, will you? Which is the beautiful yarn that my friend Angie dyed for me and Carla from Sew Knit Create Repeat as well. She dyed these and we decided on an order, so this is the order that they go in. This is why they're hanging on this string. And we have decided on the Something Cowl by Helen Stewart. I can't remember the name. I'll pop a picture up. And we're going to be knitting that. I say we're going to be knitting that. I'm going to be knitting it. Angie has finished hers and Carla is halfway up. And I haven't even... Mine is here. This is my cowl. I might just wear it like this, make this a bit bigger and just go, I've done mine. Because I'm just never getting... Oh, I just thought I'm always chasing my tail. They were waiting for me to help decide on the cowl, so I was like, I feel bad because they're waiting for me, let's just pick a cowl. So we did, and they've got theirs done, so I'm in the rear running up behind trying to catch up, but I will eventually, and they're not putting any pressure on me or anything. I don't mean that. It's just, you know, I want us to be a gang together, we all have the same cowl, but it might have to wait a little bit. But yes, so I have that to cast on as well before I can even think about my Rococo or anything on my Make 9. But I am very much planning on them very soon. So that is me over and out. Thank you very, very much for watching as always. Next week will be a regular podcast, and you will see all the things I've been knitting, which isn't a lot because I haven't had a lot of knitting time and I don't know why. I feel like I'm grabbing an hour a day, and it's just that the socks don't grow in an hour a day. I either need to knit faster or just, oh, there's a fly. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I need to change something. Anyway, I digress. I will see you in the next one. Have a lovely rest of your day, and thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye.